Now, this is a disclaimer. Do not believe any of these stories or attempt any of the actions described. They are AI and purely for entertainment purposes only.
Midday hike, Ava and Julia set off from their campsite. Near the rim of Crater Lake, packing light and spirits high, the Oregon sun filtered through the pine canopy, casting shadows that danced along the forest floor. They were not strangers to the outdoors. Ava had worked trails in these forests, and Julia lived to capture nature's quiet moments on camera, a perfect couple working in tandem. Their plan was simple: hike a lesser-known trail near the south side of the park and return before sunset. Somewhere near the basalt cliffs, the trail markers thinned out, the woods grew dense. They followed what looked like a side trail, but after an hour, it twisted into a dead end. Still, nothing to panic about, just a recalibration, until they smelled blood. At first, it was a faint metallic tang scent, then more distinct, like raw meat in the summer heat. Julia noticed it first and quietly pointed out a series of massive footprints imprinted into soft earth. They weren't bear tracks, nor wolf. Each had to be about the size of a dinner plate, with claw marks far too long and an oddly human-like heel structure. Ava kept her composure. "That's not right," she whispered, instincts flaring. Then came the sound. Wet crunching, the awful rip of muscle and hide being torn. A few yards ahead, hidden behind the ferns and a massive pine, something was feeding. Before they could decide whether to fight, fly, or freeze, a mutilated male mule deer carcass, its antlers fractured, flesh hanging in ribbons, came crashing through the brush and landed right in front of them. A second later, the creature stepped into view. It towered at least 7 feet tall. The body was grotesquely muscular, like a heavyweight bodybuilder sculpted in raw muscle and sinew, but topped with the head of a German shepherd, ears twitching, snout caked in the deer's blood. Its golden eyes burned with a cruel, uncanny intelligence, not basic animal instincts. Julia gasped and stumbled backward. Ava, shaking, unholstered her gun. They both knew it was a futile gesture. Her 9mm was meant more for defense against snakes, cougars, or maybe a common creep that could overpower her. But not this abomination. The Dogman locked eyes with Ava, seemingly amused by her shaking defiance. It let out an unnatural sound, a hybrid of a roar and a human yell, that echoed like a distorted siren through the trees. Then in a sudden burst of movement, it leapt 20 feet back into the forest shadows, vanishing into thick brush. With a crashing thud, Ava didn't hesitate. "We have to move now." They didn't run. They cautiously retraced their steps. Fast, silent, head swiveling, breaths tight, Julia fought back tears, camera dangling from her side. Somehow, by luck or instinct, they managed to correctly retrace steps to familiar terrain. Their camp came into view. 2 tents, untouched, but the woods around them felt just wrong now. Violated. They packed up in silence, too shaken to speak by nightfall. They were driving down the mountain, neither speaking, until they'd hit the main highway. Back home in Oregon City, outside Portland, Julia deleted half of her camera roll, just in case Ava had signed up for a wilderness attack PTSD support group. Now they only hike if it was a group event. They never returned to Crater Lake. But sometimes, when a dog howls in the distance, or a branch snaps too sharply in the woods, Julia feels her heart skip, and Ava's hand instinctively tenses up and gets on guard. Neither of them speaks of their encounter out loud, but neither has stopped seeing it in their dreams.